Hey guys, it's Mrs. Cavalier. Sorry, Mrs. Dillon and I are gone today. What we're going to have you do today is watch 2 videos and follow along with the notes page. We will do on this first notes page, we're doing exponent multiplication. Together we're going to do the odd problems, and then we will have you do the even problems for practice. Check those answers with the sub, and then we'll move on to division and go from there. So you should all have a worksheet from the sub. And so if we look at number 1, 4 squared times 4 squared, or 4 to the second power times 4 to the second power. You'll notice on the marker board we have the rules written out. Rule number 1 says when you multiply like bases, you add your exponents. So this here is my base, this here is my base. So those are the same. So we're going to leave the base and add the exponents. 2 plus 2 is 4. So that's my answer. This is what you need to know. When you multiply like bases, add exponents. But here's why that works. We've just finished. You know that this is 4 times 4, and this is 4 times 4. Well, if you look, 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is 4 to the 4th. So what we're doing is we're skipping this step, and we've just created a rule. When you have like bases, add exponents. So let's look at number 3. Same thing, 3 squared times 3 squared. Here my base is 3 and 3, so that's my base, and I add 2 plus 2 is 4. Try number 5. 2n to the 4th times 5n to the 4th. If you remember from the very first time we looked at exponents together, the base is the number that has an exponent. So there's the base, there's the exponent. So we can break this into 2 parts. We have our numbers. 2 times 5 is 10. And then we have our base of n. This one is 4, this one is 4, so together that is 8. Number 7 looks similar. 2n to the 4th times 6n to the 4th. Again, we have our numbers. You know how to multiply 2 times 6. That's 12. Okay, now look, n to the 4th here plus n to the 4th there gives me n to the 8. Look at problem 9. 9 is similar. 5b squared times 8b. You know 5 times 8 is 40. Here's b squared. If you don't remember, when you have a plain variable or a number, the exponent is 1. Not necessary to write that there. If that helps you, write it, but you don't have to. So here are 2 b's, and here's 1 b. So together, that makes 3b. 11. 6x times 2x squared. 6 times 2 is 12. Here's 1x. Here's 2x. And the reason I say 2x, because if you remember, that's what this means. X squared means x times x. So we have 1, 2, 3, which is just like this one. Here we're 2 plus this 1 give us those 3. Okay, and this is not new. We just did that scavenger hunt in the hallway, and it said like to write this with exponents. And you did that. There were 3 x's and there were 2 y's. Well, this is 1, 1, 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 1 is 2. You've done this. But now we're just making it look a little different because we put different numbers here besides just a 1. Flipping your paper over. 13. 13 looks a little bit scarier, but you can do it. So 7v to the 3rd times 10 u to the third, v to the fifth, times 8u, v to the third. Take it piece by piece. So here are our numbers. I have 7 times 10 times 8. 7 times 10 is 70. 70 times 8 is 560. Now let's look at v's. So this is v here, there's v, and there's a v. So I have 3 here, 5 here, and 3 here. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 3 is v to the 11. And then I have u's, so I have this u and this u. Well, here's 3 and 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. $15, same idea. 6 m to the third, n to the third, times 8 m squared, n to the third. Starting with my numbers, 6 times 8 is 48. M to the third and m squared, I have 5 m's. And then n to the third and n to the third, we have 6 n's. 17. Okay, and I'm going kind of fast, but I'm also just making this video. If you need to, ask the sub to rewind it, pause it, whatever you need, do that. Make this work for you. So 7 u squared v to the fifth times 9 u v to the third. Some of you think you've got it. Great, work ahead and make sure you get the right answers. 7 times 9 is 63. Looking for like bases, I have this u squared and this u. Remember, there's an imaginary one there. So there's 2 plus 1 gives me u to the third, v to the fifth, and v to the third gives me v to the eighth. Okay, 19. X y to the third times 8 x to the fifth y to the third. So multiply 10 by 8, that's 80. X and 5 more x's gives me x to the sixth. Y to the third and y to the third also gives me y to the sixth. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have you stop this video. I'm going to have you do the even problems to 20. So just do 2 through 20, the evens. Take about 15 minutes to do that. And then check the answers with the sub. Then we'll do division. And then we'll come back to do 21 through 26. You do not have to turn this paper in. This is yours for notes. But I would write down the rules that are on the board, either in your notes or somewhere on this paper. And Mrs. Dillon and I will be back Monday and Tuesday. If you have questions, don't forget you do have a test over all of these things on Thursday. But you have your study guides, so do that also. If you're looking at your study guide, I believe this is how you do questions 7 and 8, just like this.